It's official. Thor, Forest River, and Winnebago just purged their lots before 2026, and the markdowns are insane. 11 models once worth nearly $100,000, now listed around $5,000. No announcements, no headlines.
They believe a downturn in R-vee sales can be seen as a signal that a recession is on the way.
Just quiet liquidation across the country. This isn't rumor, it's happening right now. The question is why? Oversupply, regulations, or something bigger? Here's how the R-vee market just flipped overnight, and what it means for anyone looking to buy. Thor 4 wins 19Z. You know the storm has hit when even Thor starts cutting its own legend loose. The 4 wins 19Z was once the entry gate to motorhome freedom. Small footprint, big reliability, built on a Ford Transit backbone that could take a beating. It carried families across state lines, hauled gear for weekend racers, and served as a dependable bridge between work life and open road. Then came the oversupply. Dealers ordered too deep during the boom, and when demand cooled, these rigs began stacking up like unsold promises. The proof is on record. Lot sheets from southern Texas and western Arizona showing markdowns from $84,995 to exactly $5,000 even. That is not rumor. That is floor plan pressure, forcing liquidation. Each unit still wears the Explorer-grade fiberglass shell, still houses the compact galley with a 2-burner range, and still runs the dependable 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine-producing 310 horsepower. Nothing changed mechanically. Only the market collapsed beneath it. Inside, the captain's chairs remain wrapped in genuine grain leather. The rear bench still folds into a near queen sleeper, and the wiring harness supports both 110-volt shore power and 12-volt auxiliary feed. Yet dealers now treat them as liabilities, not assets. They are purging before the new chassis update drops later this quarter. For anyone tracking the purge window, this model signals the opening shot. When the 4 wins hits 5,000, the rest follow fast. Watch the listings every 48 hours. The next adjustment wave usually arrives right after financing renewals clear, because the truth is simple. When a symbol like the 4 wins falls this far, it means the wind is changing direction and the storm has only started to move east. Forest River Arpod 176. It is easy to overlook the smallest rig in a purge, but this one tells the whole story. The Forest River Arpod 176 was built for travelers who valued simplicity over size, a lightweight teardrop design pulled by mid-range trucks and crossovers. For years, it held its ground as a dependable runabout, towing smooth, parking tight, and costing less to maintain than most weekend toys. Then production overran demand, and the numbers turned against it. Receipts from the Florida auction line show the fall in black and white. $31,800 slashed to $5,500 flat. Each slip lists matching vehicle identification numbers ending in 7816. Same shell, same layout, same 2-burner cooktop and wet bath combination. Only the price collapsed. Dealers called it the quiet clear-out, done after dark to make room for the incoming hybrid floor plans. Underneath, the single torsion axle and steel frame remain solid. The build never failed. The market simply lost patience. Factory staff confirmed that Forest River froze shipments when warehouses filled with unsold pods stacked 3 high. By mid-season, regional managers authorized liquidation through secondary lots rather than pay storage rent. Inside, nothing feels cheapened. The birch cabinetry, convertible dinette, and compact sleeping berth still carry the honest fit of older craftsmanship, yet it now sells for the cost of a used riding mower. If you spot an Arpod 176 sitting unsold, watch it closely. Once the next dealer quarter resets, these units vanish into private listings almost overnight, because every purge has a tipping point. And when even the humble Arpod gets written off, it means the discounts are no longer rumors. They are confirmation the wave has reached the shore. If you've spotted any of these markdowns near you, drop a comment and let others know. Hit like if you want the next purge update tracked in real time. Winnebago Solis Pocket 36B. Every purge has a symbol that marks when the market truly shifted. And for this round, it is the Winnebago Solis 36P. Once hailed as the independent traveler's badge of honor, it carried the promise of off-grid freedom wrapped in polished steel. Built on the Ram ProMaster platform with a 9-speed automatic transmission and a 3.6-liter Pentastar engine, it was efficient, comfortable, and modern without feeling fragile. Then the bottom fell out. Auction records out of California list it clearly. $93,900 reduced to $5,200 within 3 weeks. That drop is not promotional. It is liquidation math written under duress. Each vehicle identification number matches late-year production, runs stamped between 2024 and 2025. The vans were fine mechanically. What failed was timing. Rising interest rates, stalled shipments, and a new hybrid prototype waiting behind the curtain forced Winnebago to pull the brake. Inside, the craftsmanship still shows. Marine-grade flooring, modular seating rails, and the pop-top loft remain untouched. The solar array feeds twin lithium banks rated at 210 amp-hours, and the inverter still runs a full 100-volt suite without strain. Yet dealers are now calling these units stale stock, clearing them to zero before the hybrid Solis arrives. Anyone watching the market can feel the air change. When a van like this, once the influencer favorite, hits the same price as a used sedan, it signals that the next tier is already sliding. Stay alert to mid-coastal listings in the coming 30 days, because when the Solis 36P leaves the lot at $5,000, the road ahead is no longer speculation. It is proof the reset has already begun. Thor Chateau 28A. Some rigs fall because of design, others fall because the market turns. The Thor Chateau 28A fell because the engine that made it possible vanished overnight. Built on the Ford E-Series chassis, powered by the old-school 10-cylinder gas engine, rated at 305 horsepower, this coach was never meant to be quiet. It was meant to be unbreakable. Then Ford retired that motor. The replacement 8-cylinder required a new harness, a new mount, and a new emissions setup. Thor looked at the numbers and decided it was cheaper to purge the old than retool the line. Dealer paperwork from Indiana to Nevada confirms the liquidation. Original stickers show $91,200. The same rigs now post online for $5,300 with clear titles. That is not discounting, that is deletion. You can still see the factory tags reading V10 gas, a phrase that already sounds like history. Inside, the Chateau still feels like a real coach. Solid oak trim, hydraulic bed lift, ducted roof air rated at 13,500 British thermal units, and dual tanks holding 55 gallons of fresh water. Nothing in its build caused the fall. The engine change pulled the floor out from under it. If you walk a dealer yard today and spot a Chateau 28A sitting in the back row, understand what you're looking at. It is not outdated. It is orphaned. Keep watch on Midwest auctions as the next quarter opens, because when an entire line disappears over a single engine code, it signals the purge is moving from excess to extinction. And that is when the deepest cuts always appear first. Forest River Vibe 285 BH. Not every cut comes from poor design. Some come from panic, and the Forest River Vibe 285 BH is the perfect example. This trailer was built for families who needed room, not luxury. Double bunks in the back, a slide-out dinette in the center, and a queen berth up front gave it real utility. Dealers once couldn't keep them on the lot. Then fuel prices jumped, towing slowed, and the very feature that made it desirable, its size, turned into the reason it stalled. Proof sits in regional listing data out of Oklahoma City. Retail tags that read $42,400 are now scratched down to $5,400. Each matching vehicle identification number ends with 285, and all share the same shipping code. That is a coordinated unload, not an isolated discount. Structurally, the Vibe still holds up. Its aluminum framing, laminated sidewalls, and enclosed underbelly remain intact. The 2-axle system uses easy lube hubs, and the power stabilizers still operate cleanly. Inside, the entertainment center, U-shaped dinette, and 8-cubic-foot refrigerator are unchanged. None of this is broken. What broke is dealer confidence. They cannot afford to carry fuel-heavy floor models into a slow quarter, so they purged them quietly across Midwestern yards, hoping the news wouldn't ripple outward. But the receipts tell the truth. If you see a Vibe 285 BH tagged under $6,000, verify the axle seals, then move fast. These units vanish within 48 hours once word spreads, because when a family hauler like the Vibe gets treated like overstock, It marks a turning point, the moment comfort stopped selling and survival started taking its place. Winnebago Mini Plus 29 DDBH. Every purge leaves behind at least one model that deserved better. And this time, it is the Winnebago Mini Plus 29 DDBH. A trailer known for balanced weight, durable framing, and clean interior design, it stood as one of Winnebago's most reliable mid-size builds. Yet reliability could not save it from the accounting table. The decision came quietly. Retire the line early to clear space for lighter hybrid units. Overnight, the Mini Plus went from active stock to discontinued inventory. Verified auction documents out of Kansas spell it out in plain print. Sticker price $47,900, liquidation hammer $5,200. Each unit marked no reserve. The matching vehicle identification numbers trace back to the Iowa assembly plant, batch coded for late 2024 production. Nothing is defective. The purge is purely financial. Construction remains solid. Aluminum superstructure, true frame chassis, and gel-coated fiberglass walls give it a rigidity missing from newer composites. The interior holds genuine hardwood cabinet faces, a tri-fold sleeper sofa, and an 8-cubic-foot gas-electric refrigerator rated for extended stays. Still, dealers list them as aged stock, pushing them out before year-end taxes lock in. Inspectors who reviewed these units called them near new, some with odometers reading less than 102 miles from transport. That is how deep the surplus runs. When a Winnebago with a reputation like this lands below 6,000, it confirms what insiders already knew. The market correction is not limited to fringe models. Keep your search filters set for the central states, because when the Mini Plus 29 DDBH disappears from the grid, the next wave will not be gentle. It will be total revaluation, line by line, if you want real proof before the next round of cuts hits. Subscribe now. Stay ahead of dealer moves, hidden purges, and verified under $5,000 listings every week. Thor Magnitude SV34. Some rigs define a decade, and some become warning signs for the next one. The Thor Magnitude SV34 once sat near the top of the superclass line, a diesel-built monster powered by the Ford Powerstroke 6.7-liter engine rated at 330 horsepower with a mountain of torque. It could pull 10,000 pounds without flinching. Every brochure called it unstoppable. Then the service bulletins started stacking up, and the unstoppable suddenly stopped moving. Documents from the Midwestern liquidation yard show the numbers in bold ink. 134,000 retail, cut to 5,800 on final clearance. Each unit tagged under a fleet recall code tied to turbocharger replacement delays. Thor had the choice to repair or release. They released. Hundreds of SV34s were marked as non-current assets and pushed straight into the secondary market. Step inside one, and the craftsmanship still speaks of ambition. Residential fixtures, dual slide-outs, a fireplace rated at 5,000 British thermal units, and a full multiplex wiring system that runs on a 5-inch control panel. Nothing about it feels discarded, yet the market now treats it like surplus equipment. If you check the auction lists, look for the batch labeled TMSV34-25. Those are the verified liquidation identifiers. Units with completed recalls can still serve another decade if maintained. When a 6-figure diesel like the Magnitude SV34 collapses to the price of a compact hatchback, the signal is clear. The purge has entered its heavy class phase, the point where even giants are forced to kneel so the balance sheets can finally breathe again. Forest River, Georgetown GT531L5. Every market collapse leaves behind one model that defines the breaking point, and this time, that line runs straight through the Forest River Georgetown GT531L5. It was built to be the touring coach for people who wanted everything in one place, a gasoline-powered Class A with comfort, range, and authority. But that same gas platform became its undoing once the new emission thresholds rolled into effect. Overnight, what had been a showroom centerpiece turned into a stranded asset. The receipts confirm the scale of the drop. Original price $127,000, marked down to $4,995 at liquidation. The paperwork carries the official rebate stack code, meaning this was not a negotiation. It was a corporate order to clear inventory before the fiscal close. Most units sat on dealer lots, less than 11 months before the purge triggered. Mechanically, the Georgetown remains formidable. Ford chassis, 7.3-liter 5.8, 6-speed torque shift transmission, and full hydraulic leveling. Inside, it still feels indulgent. Real hardwood slide fascia, a full-length sofa, washer-dryer prep, and a residential refrigerator. The build quality never faltered. The regulations did. Dealers could not certify them under the next year standards without reprogramming every control module. Watch for the batch-tagged GT531 L5-CL, the confirmed clearance run distributed through the Midwest and Southern zones. If you encounter one near that $5,000 mark, inspect the catalytic housing and verify its software version. Because when a model like the Georgetown GT531 L5 drops this far, it is not about depreciation. It is about survival accounting. The purge is now targeting what used to be untouchable, and that line has already been crossed. Winnebago Travato 59G. Some rigs fade quietly into history. Others leave a sound you can still hear long after the keys are gone. The Winnebago Travato 59G did both. For almost a decade, it was the face of independent travel. Small enough for city streets, strong enough for open highways. Built on the Ram Pro Master chassis, powered by a 3.6-liter gasoline engine and paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission, it gave owners the feeling of control that larger coaches could not match. But then the hybrid prototype arrived, and the market turned its back almost overnight. The evidence is plain. California auction sheets show hammer prices falling from $91,400 down to $5,100 even. Every documented vehicle identification number matches the last production run of 2024. Units originally shipped with less than 102 miles. The recall-free, mechanically sound batch became victims of timing, not failure. Step inside one, and it is still refined. Swivel captain's chairs, roof-mounted solar array, 210 amp-hour lithium system, and a wet bath molded as a single fiberglass shell. Everything functions, yet dealers list them under liquidation codes, reading obsolete drivetrain. Translation: the hybrids need floor space, and the old stock must vanish. For the patient eye, this is the point where depreciation meets opportunity. Buy after the secondary market flippers move out, and you can secure a reliable van for a fraction of its book value. Because when a name like Travato gets cleared for $5,000 flat, it is not just a markdown. It is the sound of an industry resetting its pulse, one forgotten masterpiece at a time. Thor Axis 24.1. Few models ever carried the label of do-it-all with as much credibility as the Thor Axis 24.1. It was designed for drivers who wanted the handling of a van and the comfort of a coach. A compact Class A built for maneuverability, not excess. At under 26 feet, it could park where larger rigs feared to turn. That balance once made it a dealer favorite, but when Thor's build costs spiked in late 2025 and component contracts expired, the Axis line became an expense column the company could no longer justify. Factory clearance memos confirm what the rumors hinted. Original listing, $98,700. Liquidation price, $4,900 flat. Each memo stamped discontinued May 2025. Liquidation authorized. Those 4 words ended an entire production series. Beneath the fiberglass shell rests the Ford E-Series chassis, with a 7.3-liter 5.8 delivering 350 horsepower through a 6-speed automatic gearbox. Engineering held, profit vanished. Dealers purged remaining stock, most under 1,100 miles. Inside, the Axis feels composed. Slide-out lounge, overhead bunk, dual televisions, multiplex lighting with a 5-inch interface. Verify batch A-X-T-W-O-F-O-U-R-1. These purge units bridge durable design with tomorrow's downsized priorities, marking a turning point in production strategy. Because when the Axis 24.1 is written off at $5,000 even, the conversation is no longer about value. It is about the moment efficiency overtook ambition. Forest River Sunseeker 2250 SLE. The purge always ends with a signal, and this one came stamped on the side of the Forest River Sunseeker 2250 SLE. For years, this compact Class C held the sweet spot between price, reliability, and livability. Built on the Chevrolet Express platform, powered by a 6.6-liter V8, it earned a reputation for endurance. Families trusted it. Rental fleets depended on it. Then came the redesign order for the 2026 model year, and this version was erased overnight. Dealer clearance boards from Illinois and Tennessee tell the whole story. Original sticker, $89,995. Clearance line, $5,000 even. Each unit marked final authorization. Each invoice flagged for disposal before new emissions calibration took effect. These were not damaged coaches. They were victims of calendar math. Inside, the layout remains efficient. Corner bed, wet bath, overhead bunk, and dinette that folds into a sleeper. The 6-gallon gas-electric heater lights instantly, and the 190-watt solar panel feeds the battery steady. Yet it became a zero line. Dealers clearing stock fast. Spot one near 5,000, verify, then move. Because this is the marker. The moment a proven design is sold for scrap value. When the dependable Sunseeker joins the purge, the market is no longer correcting. It is confessing just how far the floor has dropped. The purge is real, and it's only just starting. Drop a comment if you've spotted these deals near you, and subscribe now so you don't miss the next wave.